Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock and it's time for another video. And today I've made notes. You can tell how serious I take something when I have notes. I've taken notes on this because this video is all about what I think are the biggest tricks that are going to come out in 2023. Now, it's impossible to know everything that's coming out because, let's be honest, the biggest trick of 2023 might not have even been created yet, or it might be created by somebody who we don't know and they're just working it in slowly in their gigs and nobody's even aware of it. Or it could be something that's been, you never know. But I am aware, I've got a lot of friends within the industry and I know a lot of people and I'm aware of a lot of stuff that's coming out in 2023 and some of it is going to blow people's minds. So I can't predict everything, but in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the tricks that are coming out in 2023 that I think are going to take the magic world by storm. Okay, so in first position, we have, I say first position, I'm not really giving this a position thing. This is just a series of tricks that I think people are going to get super excited about. But the first one I want to talk about is Dex by Javier Lloyd and Lloyd Barnes. What is Dex? Well, Dex is a single pocket card index that allows you access to 52 playing cards, and it is lightning fast. Now, there have been lots of different indexes in the past. Some of them are 2-pocket indexes. Some of them are 1-pocket indexes. There's so many really, really good ones. I have been using Dex for over a year and a half. And the original Dex that I used has a bunch of difference. The latest Dex has a bunch of differences to the first Dex that Lloyd and Javier gave me. Those two together, you know that magic's going to happen. This index is incredible. It's lightning fast. Lloyd did a video on his YouTube channel a while ago. You can go and check that out. But it is lightning fast, and it is 1 pocket. And you can use the index in fairly tight jeans as well. So you can literally just put your hand in your pocket and pull out a card almost immediately. But the thing that I think is going to really be the gold when it comes to Dex are the routines that are going to be included on the project, because a lot of indexes that come out, it's well, this is an index, this is what it does, bye. Well, I know Lloyd and Javier are wanting to share a bunch of tricks with this thing that you can do that are just absolutely miraculous. So this is going to be a full-on project, and Dex should have been out by now. It should have been out by now, but there's been problems in manufacturing over in China, which has caused delays, but I think it's coming out very soon, early 2023. There's been a lot of hype. Now, the hype has not been caused by Lloyd and Javier. It's not like there's been little campaigns online. Lloyd just talked about it on a couple of videos, and that's it. But there is a hype, and I think that it's going to live up to the hype. I think that it's going to be really good. I think people are really going to like it. Even the people that don't use pocket indexes are going to start using this thing. It's great. Okay, next I want to talk about a trick by Michael Murray. I'm not too sure of the name of the trick, but it's coming out of Blackpool 2023. Now, this trick is a great everyday carry style trick. I got a chance to see it over Zoom, and the reason I got a chance to see it over Zoom is because Michael reached out to me and he wanted to contact me about the trick because there's a small similarity with what he's doing with something that I released a couple of years ago, and he wanted to just dot the I's and cross the T's, which as far as I'm concerned speaks volumes of the man's character, because really he didn't need to do that. But he's the sort of guy that's a straight shooter, and he's as straight as an arrow. And this thing is amazing. Like, when he showed it me, I was just completely blown away. I was completely fooled. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. The nice thing is it takes up no pocket space. The thing that you get, you could put into your wallet and you could keep it in there, and you're good to go to do this like 10-minute mentalism act that's all based around celebrities and films and movies, so it's very current. Anybody who's seen some of my projects like Gossip and Trivia, you'll know I love movies, you know I love that as a hook line, and yeah, this is really, really good. I think it's going to blow a lot of magicians away. I think when you see it live, you're going to be super confused, and it's going to be something that everybody's going to want to get straight away. I think it's an early contender for the 2023 Blackpool Trick of the Year. I know a few things that are coming out of Blackpool, but this is going to be a biggie as far as I'm concerned. I think this could be huge. So yeah, it's a Michael Murray trick. He will put it in Murphy's. He puts everything in Murphy's, but it's really good. Look out for it. It's coming in 2023. Okay, so next up, when Josh and Andy did their end of year address, and they sent their email out to all of their customers about what they did right and what they did wrong in 2023 and what's coming up in 22, and then what's coming up in 2023, they just put a little sentence in the email that I think a lot of people glossed over, and it made my eyes pop out of my head. And that's when they mentioned that they have the rights to produce Notion in Motion by Angelo Carbone. Now, I used Notion in Motion for years, and the only reason I stopped is because I lost my deck. I was gutted, but I lost my deck. Now, when I bought it many, many years ago, it wasn't cheap, but it is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best rising cards you'll ever see. You just literally hold a deck of cards at your fingertips. You have somebody name a card, and you can do it very theatrically in various different ways, but ultimately somebody ends up naming a card. There's no force, there's no gimmick. Well, there is gimmicks, but there's no force or verbal force or psychological force or anything. There's no force, and it's a case deck. And literally all that happens is you open up the deck and you concentrate, and when you concentrate, the card that they named just rises up out the deck. It's that strong. It's perfect for a parlor performance. It's perfect for a performance to big tables. It's perfect for a stage performance, for a virtual show. There's lots of different ways that you could use this. It's brilliant. It's really, really good. Notion in Motion is one of my favorite Angelo Carbone tricks, and I'm a big Angelo Carbone fan, so that should tell you something. But yeah, I don't know when it's coming out. I wasn't even aware that this was coming out until I saw the email of Josh and Andy. It's not been available for years and years and years, and immediately, as I say, my eyes popped out my head, and I think a lot of people aren't aware of this trick, and so that might have not had an impact on them like it did on me. But I can't wait for Notion in Motion to come out so I can go and get myself another one. If you want to have a ridiculously strong rising card, then this is the one you want to go for. Notion in Motion by Angelo Carbone. It's coming from Vanishing Ink in 2023. On the subject of Angelo Carbone, he has a trick coming out with Murphy's Magic at some point. I think it will be coming out in 2023. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the best trick of the century. I have seen the trailer. The trailer has been done for a long time. I can't tell you how good this trick is. I don't know why it's not come out. I don't know what the delays are. I don't even know if it is delayed. I don't know if what the issues are with it, or if there even are issues. Maybe we're just waiting for the right time. I don't know. But this trick is the perfect card trick as far as I'm concerned. The perfect card trick. And it's a black label product from Murphy's Magic, which means when it comes out, it's coming out directly from Murphy's Magic, and it's going to set the magic world by storm. I have been waiting so long to get my hands on this thing, I can't even breathe. But this is coming out, and it's going to be huge. I don't know when it's coming out. I really don't. I wish I did. I don't even know if it is coming out in 2023. All I know is they're waiting for something, and I don't know what, because as far as I'm aware, the performances, the tutorial, and the trailer's done. So they're waiting for something. I'm not too sure where or what, but keep an eye out for a Murphy's product from Angelo Carbone. I'll give you a clue. Javier is in the trailer. You'll know it when you see it. This is the trick that I think is going to be big in 2023. Okay, so I mentioned Lloyd Barnes earlier on in his Dex project with Javier Lloyd. He's got another project that's coming out in 2023, and this project is going to be huge, and it's with another creator, and that creator is me. We are bringing out a gaffed deck of cards. There's been a few gaff decks through the years, and there hasn't been a gaff deck that's come out for quite a while. Myself and Lloyd have spent the best part of a year and a half creating this gaff deck of cards for Murphy's. It's probably going to be the longest tutorial I've ever seen, because we've gone for no filler. And what I mean by that is there's 56 cards in the deck, and each one of them does a different trick. There's no double backers or double facers or blank cards or generic cards or anything like that. Every single one of these cards is designed to create an absolute miracle. I'll say it again, every single one of these cards has been designed to create an absolute miracle. And a lot of the cards have multiple routines. Some of the cards could have been a project on their own. And we have contributors. Some of the biggest names of Magic have contributed gaffed cards to this deck. Murphy's never really done a gaff deck before, and I was so happy and proud when they asked me and Lloyd to actually create this gaff deck. And honestly, I think out of everything that I've ever created, this is the most fun I've had creating it. The amount of times that I've met up with Lloyd and we've just been surrounded by playing cards, working on different gaffs and throwing things away and going, no, that's not going to work, and then going back to... This gaff deck is incredible. I think it's going to be something that everybody is going to want. We've even gaffed the card box in numerous different ways. This is brilliant. So yeah, it's the gaff deck project. It's coming from Murphy's by me and Lloyd. It's coming this year. It's almost done, as in we need to film the tutorials now. Everything is done. All of the cards are designed. All of the everything's done that we need to be done. We now just need to film the tutorial. So it's I don't know when it's going to be coming. I would say somewhere around the summer, maybe 2023. But it's going to be big. It's going to be really, really big, and I'm so excited about it. So the Gaff Deck project by myself and Lloyd Barnes and Murphy's Magic will be coming in 2023. Okay, so the Magic TV Trick of the Year in 2022 was Hard Stretch by Roman Armstrong and Alakazam Magic. And I gave it to Hard Stretch for a reason. It's an absolutely incredible trick. It's a real worker. And I think Roman cemented himself in the Magic industry in a very short period of time. It's an example of what I meant about somebody coming from nowhere and creating such an incredible trick. Well, Roman has other tricks up his sleeve, and he's got a few things that he's working on. And I saw a prototype over Christmas of what potentially could be his next release. And oh my God, it's good. He's taken a classic of Magic, and it is a classic, and he has completely reinvented it and made it something that's so organic, something that everybody would use. And he's in turn created this finale, this ending that you won't believe. Now, once again, he's worked on the prototype with Drew Perry. Drew Perry is a prop maker. You're going to see an interview with him soon on Magic TV. He's a prop maker. He's really, really good. And he helped create the Hard Stretch gimmicks. And he's working with Roman on this other trick. I don't know when it's coming out. I've seen the prototype, but knowing Roman and Drew, they're going to change it about 25 times before they get a bit that they're happy with. Man, I love this. I absolutely love this. I think it's brilliant, amazing. There's not enough good words to describe how awesome this trick's going to be. So it's coming in 2023. I don't know when, but look out for Roman Armstrong's name, because he's got some great stuff coming out. Okay, so talking about Alakazam Magic, there's some great stuff coming out from Alakazam this year. Peter Nardi has a trick that's coming out in 2023 that I think is the best trick that he's ever created. Like, Pete's responsible for a lot of amazing magic, and a lot of people don't know just how much Pete has done and continues to do in the Magic community, and how much his creations have impacted the industry. And I know that he's got a huge release in 2023 that is probably the best trick that he's ever brought out. But on top of that, Alakazam have brought out, are going to be bringing out so much more stuff. They really cemented themselves in 2022 as one of the leading producers of Magic. Their live launches are something that I'm always looking forward to. I know that Chris James has got something coming out in 2023 with Alakazam, and the Chris James product is great. It's one of the best packet tricks I've ever seen. The first time I saw it, it fooled me. It's called Squint. Look out for it. It's amazing. I saw it and I immediately contacted Alakazam and I said, you need to look at this. This is really good. Which is the same thing I did with Hard Stretch. When Roman showed me that, I immediately put him in touch with Alakazam. So Squint by Chris James is going to be really good. Also, David Jonathan has got an incredible trick coming out in 2023 with Alakazam. It uses black and white images with a splash of color. I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to spoil it, but I remember when I was shown this for the first time by David himself, I remember just saying to him, that's one of the best tricks I've ever seen. I need it and I need it now. And I think the reason it's been delayed is because it's been very difficult to manufacture. But I remember speaking to Pete at the end of 2022 and he said that he thought he'd cracked it. So that's going to be something. And I've got a bunch of stuff coming out with Alakazam as well, including at the Blackpool Magic Convention, we're going to be launching the next trick in the Mirage range of coin magic through Alakazam. So if you're not aware of this, I bought out the Mirage coin set in 2022 with Alakazam. It became one of the most popular coin sets of all time. And then off the back of that, they launched their Mirage range of coins. And the second trick is being released at Blackpool. We've got all the live performances. We've got all the tutorials. We've got the packaging. We've got the gimmicks made. Roy Coopers has made the gimmicks again. This is... I've shown it to several people. Some people have said it's even better than the Mirage coin set. So take with that what you will, but that's coming out through Alakazam as well, and that's going to be out of Blackpool. That's going to be one of their Blackpool releases. And I've got a bunch of stuff as well through Alakazam, including another big project. If you guys are fans of the projects that I do, like Forecast, and I did a project on the Invisible deck with the 1914 and the Cheek to Cheek deck, and the Stebbins deck, and so on and so forth. I've got another project coming out with Alakazam on probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, gimmick decks. And that's coming out in the early part of 2023. I've seen the packaging. Again, everything's done. Live performances, done. Tutorials, done. Everything's done. So that's just going to be coming out at some point. So there's a lot to look forward to with Alakazam. Okay, so also keep an eye out on Justin Miller. If you're not on Justin's website, and therefore on his mailing list, get on it, because a lot of the time the only way you get to find out what Justin's coming out with is if you are on his mailing list, because he does very limited runs and he doesn't revisit the tricks when he's brought them out. And I know he's got a bunch of stuff planned on very limited release in 2023, but also I think he's got some more mainstream stuff coming out as well. I mentioned in another video, there's rumors out there that Justin is getting in bed once again with Illusionist. And if that happens, expect magic, expect fireworks. Justin is, and I've said this again and again and again, and I will continue to shout it from the rooftops, Justin is one of the most creative people in the world, not just in magic, but in the world. His brain works in a very different way to other people, and he can create more tricks before he's had breakfast than most people do in an entire career, and they're all going to be killer. There's no filler. Justin has got some incredible stuff coming out in 2023, and trust me, you want to get on your mailing list, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on some absolute stonking magic. Talking about Justin, I also want to give a mention to a person that Justin's been affiliated with for a very long time, and that's Adam Wilber. Adam Wilber and Felix over at Volpine, tail end of 2022, brought out Color Psychology, which is incredible. However, they've got some great stuff coming out in 2023. Some great stuff coming out in 2023, including that they've started messing around with a piece of technology that most magicians don't normally play around with. a piece of technology that we don't normally do much with, and they've really started diving deep into this technology. And they showed me some stuff that they when I did the interview with him for Color Psychology, Adam showed me some stuff that they're doing. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Man, that's ridiculous. It's going to excite a lot of people. And as well as being incredible for Magic, the marketing opportunities are through the roof. So it's a big pivot for the stuff that they've been doing. It's a big pivot. It's a big change. But I know they're very excited about it. I can't say any more because it's not my right to say what it is. There's 2 words, and if I told you what those 2 words were, you'd lose it. But trust me, keep an eye on Volpine, keep an eye on Adam Wilbur, keep an eye on Felix, because in 2023, they're going to change the game again. Okay, 2 last entries. David Jonathan has some incredible stuff coming out in 2023. I mentioned the trick he's got coming out with Alakazam. I know of at least a couple of tricks that are coming out with Murphy's Magic. I know of a trick that's coming out with Penguin. He's going to be self-producing a bunch of stuff. I know he's working on something to do with a phone that is very, very exciting. Like, David has had a great 2022. Color Sync was, for me, one of the best tricks of 2022. He's had some really great releases with him and his creative partner, Nicholas Mavresis, who is also brilliant, and I'm sure we'll be bringing some awesome stuff out. I don't know Nicholas's future releases as well as I do David's, but trust me, David Jonathan, if you thought that he was good up until this point, I think 2023 is going to be the year of David Jonathan, because I think that a lot of the stuff that he's been working on is coming to fruition in 2023. He's had some stuff that he's been spending a year or 2 working on to get it just right, and I think all these things are going to be dropping throughout the year, and I think he's going to have a lot more releases this year than he did last year, and I think they're all going to be amazing. So keep an eye out on David Jonathan. Finally, I'm going to be releasing some more stuff next year. Well, this year, 2023. I've already mentioned I've got some things coming out with Alakazam. I've also got multiple projects coming out with Murphy's, with Penguin Magic, with 1914. And I potentially will be doing something else with Vanishing Ink. I had a blast working with them on their masterclass, which I thought was such a fun thing, that we're trying to find the right project to work with, myself and Vanishing Ink, and I think we're going to get there. Having said all of that, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of one of the things that's coming out through Murphy's. This isn't going to be my next Murphy's release, but it is going to be a Murphy's release coming relatively soon, and it is a utility device designed for Rubik's Cubes. However, you don't have to do any Rubik's Cube magic to be able to use this. Now, I know that's a statement that a lot of people make that bring out cube magic. Oh, this is a gimmick you can use and you don't need to learn to solve a cube. When in reality, you do need to solve a cube. Because if you take your Rubik's Cube gimmick and you mess it up, well, you're left with, you have to learn to solve the cube to fix it before you can practice again, right? This is something that if you don't even own a Rubik's Cube, you could use in multiple different ways. This is going to be a massive project, a massive project. But if you don't even own a Rubik's Cube and you have no intention of ever owning a Rubik's Cube, this is still something that you could use. However, if you do own a Rubik's Cube and you do any type of cube magic, this is going to take your cube magic to the next level. This is great for mentalists. It's great for magicians. And you know what? I had the thing designed. I had it all prototyped. I spent a lot of money on having this prototyped and designed. So I had a thing, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it or who I was going to go to it with. And then I showed it Lloyd, and he immediately was like, "We want it. We'll greenlight it right now. Like we need that. We're going to greenlight it right now. We want it." And that was just off the back of just showing him the prototype and just spending 5 minutes explaining some of the stuff that it could do. Like I say, if you do cube magic, this is for you. But if you don't do cube magic, this is for you. I was talking to Phil Smith the other day, and I showed him this. And Phil said to me, he doesn't know how to solve Rubik's Cube. He doesn't know how to do cube magic, but he's always wanted to be able to do a cube trick. He's like, this is great because I could do a cube trick. People could think that I could do magic with cubes, but I don't even need to know how to even hold a Rubik's Cube. That's brilliant. That's awesome. And, he was just talking about the different mentalism applications it has, which it does. It has tons of mentalism applications, but there's a load of visual stuff you can do with it as well. So if you're a magician or a mentalist, look out for this thing. It's coming in 2023, early 2023. I have just signed off, literally yesterday, I signed off. They sent me something that I needed to look at to check to make sure everything was okay. I looked it over. I spent 2 or 3 days looking it over, playing around with it, making sure everything was as it was meant to be. It is. It's fine. It's signed off. So we just need to film the project now, and then we're good. So I could see this coming out maybe first quarter of 2023. But look out for it. It's something I'm very proud of. It's one of the things that I think I'm most proud of. It's one of those things that when you look at it, you'll go to yourself, damn, why didn't I think of this? One of those, damn, why didn't I think of that? Why did I not think of that? But those are the best ththings, right? But yeah, that's it. It's coming in 2023 through Murphy's Magic and myself. That's a sneak peek of one of the things I've got coming out. So there you go, guys. That is another video in the bag, and those are some of the biggest things that are coming out in 2023. It's not a complete list by any stretch of the imagination. There's a lot that I'm not aware of, but this is a list of the stuff that I am aware of that I think will take the magic world by storm. Obviously, like I said, there's going to be tricks that are coming out this year that haven't even been created yet. But the ones that I'm aware of that are big, I've just mentioned to you. Now, guys, it's over to you. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you have a trick coming out in 2023 that I'm not aware of? Let me know in the comments down below. Tell me about it. I'd love to hear about it. You want to see more videos like this? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't already joined the Net Tricks, please do so. I'll be creating about 150 routines that will exclusively go on the Net Tricks this year, along with routines from a bunch of other people. So if you want to join the Net Tricks, please do so. It's www.thenettricks.com. That's www.thenettricks.com. You can go and join it and see what all the fuss is about. I will see you again soon. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.